All right, so we're here with the band. Would you like to introduce yourselves one by one?
Hi, I'm Robbie. I'm the lead guitarist.
Ethan, lead vocals and rhythm guitar.
I'm Rowan, I'm the drummer.
Cool. And so lyrically and overall as like a band, what kind of like sound are you trying to go for? What are your inspirations? Would you like to talk on that?
Shoot, what kind of vibe are we trying to go for? I don't know if we're trying to be anything, but we're trying to do our best. If it sounds good, that's what we're trying to go for. We take a lot of inspiration from bands like Cage the Elephant, Arctic Monkeys, personally Mac DeMarco. I think we're a good mix of like Mac DeMarco and Cage the Elephant. There's another band called Peach Pit. Take a lot of inspiration from them. But lyrically, I try to make it as complicated as possible. Yeah. But that's the fun part, for me at least.
All right, so I mean, you guys all have work and school, like busy schedule. How do you guys find the time to meet up and plan your songs and practice and whatnot? What's your, I guess, schedule like overall?
Honestly, like to us, I think it's because we all value this band a lot more, and so like a lot of the times we actually dedicate just a set time just strictly for the band. Like yeah, we'll mess around a lot of the times, to be quite honest, but we actually, like when it's time to like get down and dirty, like when we're getting ready for a show, we usually have either at least one day like set aside just to practice the entire time. You want to say anything about it?
Yeah, we just... he summed it up pretty much, but yeah.
All right, this one's for Ethan, the lead singer. You said your inspirations were Arctic Monkeys and Cage the Elephant. Do you try to mimic them, or do you idolize them with how they perform live and try to do the same thing when you perform live?
I guess in a sense I do idolize them, but I try my best not to mimic them, because I'm not trying to copy them even subconsciously. I really do want us to be our own thing and our own name in the industry and show them that Sunset Arcade isn't here to play. We're here to like take over, almost not take over, but we want to be a name in the music industry and kind of set our own tone. But yeah, I will like watch live performances of them and I guess incorporate some of it into my own stage presence, but that just comes with like just becoming more natural on stage, I guess. And you know, it'll smoothen out over time. We'll find our own footing.
Your live shows are pretty wild, to say the least. I mean, you've got mosh pits, you've got crowd surfing, you've got people losing their freaking minds. When you're writing your songs, do you kind of have that in mind? Like, you want the crowd to go nuts for this song or anything like that?
Honestly, like I think we just write the song for the sake of the song. Like that's like a main mantra that like Ethan and I really focus upon. If it ends up being like something that actually people can just like blast it on the radio and actually just headbang to and actually go crazy over it, sure. But like at the same time, we like creating songs that actually like fall in that medium, that if you turn it down even more, the same song, if you were to turn it up, you could actually just like mellow out to it and actually just listen to it on your own.
That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, their shows are definitely, you don't want to miss them, from ArtSideOut to, what was it, Smiling Buddha? That show was wild. Do you have any guitarists in particular you're inspired by their guitar solos?
There's a few actually. Melodically, I would actually say Chris V of Peach Pit has been a really big inspiration, because like his lines can both be simple but musically complicated. Like it actually, like it's dense harmonies, but like it's something you can sing along to. A lot of like textures that I actually use. I actually also get a lot of inspiration from Derek Truck. Like the way that he actually makes his guitar like sing practically, like a gospel singer. I get a lot of I get a lot of cool vibes from his album. What's it called? Dang. There's one song in particular called The Sky, and I listen to that constantly because it's so rad.
We'll find that album in post. All right, this one's directed towards Rowan. For your drumming, you have definitely you can hear a lot of styles with how you drum. Is that the goal? You want to incorporate like many styles? You don't just want to fall into one particular style when drumming?
Well, yeah, you probably notice many styles because growing up learning the drums, I was particularly a jazz drummer, and that was the sort of music I would listen to and play drums to. So joining Sunset Arcade, the genre was like very different to me. So just learning like independent or alternate rock beats and like grooves, fills. You'll find a lot of incorporated jazz like feels to them, just because that's what I'm used to, or that's what I'm good at. In terms of like my inspirations, just a lot of like OG jazz drummers like Steve Gadd or Dave Weckl. And more recently, I've been listening to like 21 Pilots drummer Josh Dunn. Yeah, I like his energy, and I'm sort of trying to learn from like his way of adding to a rock song sort of thing. But yeah, I like to incorporate a lot of jazz into our music because it makes it sound more complex and puts us into a better direction.
Sweet. And this one's directed towards all of you. I guess being in a band is sometimes compared to being in a family. I mean, there's a lot of ups, but there's also a lot of downs. How do you how do you alleviate the band stress or any problems that occur? And how do you go about breaking any tension and whatnot? Who wants to take this?
As the lightning rod of the band, I honestly like a lot of like our relationship is always lighthearted. We never take a lot of things seriously when we're like attacking each other, because like we will burn each other to the ground, but we won't actually burn each other. Like we've said some mean stuff to each other, but like at the end of the day, like we know that we're still friends and we don't mean anything too serious about it.
Alleviate tension. If like tension arises, like maybe there's a misunderstanding or maybe miscommunication, we try to take it very professionally. We understand that we solve the problem as bandmates, not as friends, because we'll always be like friends, but when we have a band conflict, we try to solve it professionally and as a band.
Yeah.
Solid. All right. So a few of your songs deal around, I guess, particular people in general, and one song in particular, She Might Still Go to UTSC, and that's what the song's based on. When writing songs, do you really care about, I guess, any awkward encounters or worrying that they might know about the song and that's about them? This one's for Ethan.
I like how you just threw that. Yeah. Damn, I thought that one was for you actually. One of my favorite things to do actually is write a song. Well, one of my favorite ways to write a song is write a song about someone and have them not know that it's about them. Because as aforementioned, I try to drown a lot of it in metaphors and flowery language and poetry. But yeah, I guess it'll be like, sure, like what's the worst that could happen if they find out that I wrote a song about them, right? So yeah, I guess I'm not too worried about it. It's just it's for the art, you know? It's not really like it's meant to be this heavy thing or mean anything even, you know? It's not supposed to be taken like that. But yeah, I'm not worried if they find out. I don't think they will though. It's not that serious. I hope they don't.
You guys have been a band for about a year or so now. What is something that you've kind of picked up on each person? Like, what's something that you found out, like, hey, I didn't really know that about them before? Or, like, hey, they usually do this certain thing at practice, like, that they probably don't even know about. Like, is there something weird that each person does?
Rowan looks so angry behind the kit all the time. This man, he's super nice. Such a chill, down-to-earth guy. But and like, after practice, he's like, yo, I had the time of my life. But when we're practicing, I feel like he's about to kill me. I don't know if you knew that before.
All right, and I think just down to the last one. Looking forward to the future. You've played 2 shows so far, or I guess 3 if you can count the past 2 ArtSideOut shows. But I mean, first place for ArtSideOut. You played Smiling Buddha. What do you guys got next going? You've had a few SoundCloud releases. You've advertised a bit, but what do you got going on next? Any new shows or albums or EPs?
We'd like to play another show soon because those are super fun. Trying to play another one with possibly Hotel Pablo. Maybe try and plan it. We'll see. But we're trying to get our EP out on all the streaming services right now. There's just a little bit of snag with the album art, but hopefully that gets ironed out soon. and then we're actually in the process of writing our first album. Also, right now we have a couple songs done for that, a couple stuff we're just more so focused on the album right now.
All right, and I guess just think about this now. If you were to describe your EP for someone who's never heard it or doesn't really know about your band, what would they expect from the EP or album?
I don't know. It's a couple songs. The EP is a lot of songs that we wrote over like a few years, and they're all on one EP just because we're like, we don't like send them all out. We're done with these songs. Send them out at once so we can focus on like moving forward in some new music. But we've learned through writing multiple songs together that we're a very ish band. Some of our songs will be like jazz-ish. Some will be more rock-ish. So yeah, we try to cover a little bit of like each genre, but while still maintaining an overall Sunset Arcade sound, if you will. And anyone want to add to that?
I agree with Ethan. It's really just a mixed bag.
That's enough of that. You're just repeating the same thing at this point. All right, I guess that concludes the interview. This has been Sunset Arcade from UTSC. I'm Zach from Radio Forward, and I'll see you next week. All right, someone's got to press the button.
Days when inflatable Swan could be a dream car. Going 20 miles a day in the passing lane on the lazy river.